The question for this presentation is, as an EntrePass holder, can you bring in your dependents in Singapore to stay with you on a dependent visa? So the dependents we are referring here can be your spouse and your unmarried children below 21 years of age, or in some cases it also means your aged parents. Sometimes in some families one of the parent is still living and another parent might have passed away. In that circumstances, the son or daughter cannot really leave their parents back in home country, and they really want to bring them along with them to take care and look after. So let's have a look on the rules, especially relating to EntrePass holders in this presentation. And before we talk about dependent pass holders, I'm just going to briefly touch about eligibility for EntrePass. I have another EntrePass guide, so just search in this video series about EntrePass guide and you will get that video. So basically the pass we are referring is similar to employment pass, but where the intent is of entrepreneurship, and a person qualifies in at least one of these categories. That is, his idea is backed by a VC or a government supporter incubator, or he has a promising record, or he is an innovator with ownership of some intellectual property, or the person is a proven investor. So if this is the case, you will get an EntrePass. And now we will come to the main point about bringing in dependents. So the rule number 1 is that for the first year of operations, you cannot bring in any dependents on dependent pass. That does not mean that you cannot bring them to Singapore at all. You can apply for a long-term visit pass, or you can use short-term visit pass and they can visit to you in Singapore. But possibly they will have to go back after a specific duration and then re-enter again after a few months. So for the first year, long-term visa in the form of dependent pass is not possible. To qualify for dependent visa and for parents visa, you will have to provide, or you will have to prove that you have spent at least Singapore dollar $100,000 and you have employed at least 3 LQ or 1 PME employee in your company. LQ means local qualifying salary, and that means it refers to Singaporeans and permanent residents who earn a monthly salary of at least 1400 or more and receive CPF contributions for 3 months. Whereas 1 PME means a professional manager and executive role in which Singaporean or a permanent resident is employed, and a person earns a monthly salary of 3600 or more and receives the CPF contribution. So you have to employ at least 3 LQ or 1 PME. Both are not required, and your annual business spending must be more than Singapore dollar 100,000, which includes the salary of this LQ or PMEs. In that case, you are allowed to bring in your spouse and children to Singapore. If you want to bring in your parents to Singapore, the same rule changes and it becomes Singapore dollar $200,000 annual business spending and must employ at least 6 LQ or 2 PMEs. So if you satisfy this condition, then obviously you can bring in parents as well as your spouse and children. Now when giving the visa, if it is your legally married spouse and legal children out of the marriage, they will get dependent pass. If the spouse is common law spouse and children are out of the legal marriage arrangement, then that spouse and those children will get an LTVP. Parents will always get an LTVP, long-term visit pass. So in summary, as an EntrePass holder, you can bring in your dependents provided you fulfill the business spending and the local employment conditions.
Thank you for watching this video. This video was brought to you by Epica Consulting Singapore. Subscribe to our channel today to get notified when new videos are posted.